In a world where economy and politics often intertwine, Trump's potential decision could send shockwaves through the global economy. We're talking about a move that could redefine how international trade operates. Trump's advisors are considering punishing any countries that stop using the US dollar. This move, if implemented, could drastically shift the dynamics of the world economy. Imagine the implications. Countries around the globe would have to reconsider their financial strategies. The very fabric of international relations could be altered. The dollar, long considered the world's reserve currency, could cement its position further or conversely, face backlash. The outcomes are as varied as they are unpredictable. This isn't just about money, it's about power, influence, and the future of global diplomacy. It's about how one decision can ripple out, creating waves that could potentially touch every shore. And while it may seem like a simple change in policy, the potential for far-reaching consequences is undeniable. As we delve deeper into this topic, it becomes clear that the impact of this decision could be far-reaching and complex. Trump's advisors are reportedly considering penalties for countries that stop using the US dollar. As we delve deeper into this news, it becomes evident that this potential decision carries significant weight. The reports suggest that Trump's team is mulling over the idea of imposing penalties on countries that cease to use the US dollar. But why such a drastic measure, you may ask? The crux of the matter lies in the desire to maintain the US dollar's status as the world's leading reserve currency. This position has been a cornerstone of the United States' economic and political power in the global arena. By continuing to ensure that the dollar remains the primary medium of exchange for international trade, the US can effectively exert influence over global economic affairs. This influence extends beyond mere commerce, shaping geopolitical relationships and dynamics. Another compelling reason for this decision is the potential economic benefits for the United States. As countries persist in using the US dollar, it helps to keep the demand for the currency high. This demand in turn allows the US to borrow money at lower interest rates, thereby reducing the government's cost of debt, and potentially freeing up resources for domestic initiatives. But it's not just about the economics. The political benefits are equally significant. The dollar's dominance gives the US a certain degree of control over global financial systems. This control can be wielded as a strategic tool in international politics, enabling the US to impose financial sanctions that can effectively cripple a country's economy. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are still preliminary discussions. The decision is yet to be made, and the ramifications, both intended and unintended, are yet to be seen. Nonetheless, it's clear that such a move would be a significant departure from the current status quo. This decision, if implemented, could fundamentally change the landscape of international economics. To fully understand the potential impact of this decision, it's helpful to compare it with the policies of Trump's predecessor, President Biden. President Biden's economic policies were largely focused on international cooperation and multilateralism. He believed in the power of global partnerships and alliances to strengthen economies and promote stability. This approach was reflected in his policies related to international trade and finance. For instance, he sought to rebuild relationships with key trading partners that had been strained during the Trump administration and aimed to restore America's position in international organizations like the World Trade Organization. On the other hand, Trump's potential decision to impose penalties on countries that stop using the US dollar could be seen as a return to his more unilateral approach to economic policy. This approach is based on the belief that America's economic strength gives it leverage to dictate terms to other countries. If implemented, this decision could represent a significant shift away from the multilateralism of the Biden era. While Biden's policies were aimed at fostering international cooperation and reducing economic volatility, Trump's potential decision suggests a more aggressive stance. If countries are penalized for abandoning the US dollar, it could lead to increased economic instability and potentially strain relations with key trading partners. Moreover, Biden's administration was characterized by a focus on domestic economic recovery, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The focus was on rebuilding the American economy with less emphasis on international monetary policies. In contrast, Trump's potential decision to penalize countries for moving away from the US dollar could be seen as a shift toward a more global focus. However, it's worth noting that both approaches have their merits and drawbacks. Biden's policies were aimed at fostering international cooperation, But some critics argue that they didn't do enough to protect American economic interests. On the other hand, while Trump's potential decision could be seen as a strong assertion of American economic power, it could also risk alienating key international partners. While it's too early to predict exactly how Trump's potential decision will play out, it's clear that it represents a significant departure from Biden's approach. Trump's potential decision to penalize countries that stop using the US dollar could have profound implications for the global economy. As we have explored, this decision is grounded in the desire to maintain and reinforce the strength of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. The potential impact of such a move is far-reaching, affecting international trade, economic stability, and the balance of power among nations. Comparatively, we've seen the contrast with Biden's policies, which have leaned more towards diplomacy and international cooperation. The aggressive approach suggested by Trump's team offers a stark contrast, revealing the differing tactics in play within American politics. The world is undoubtedly on tenterhooks, anticipating the potential ripple effects of this decision. From international trade agreements to the individual economies of countries considering a shift from the US dollar, the potential ramifications are substantial. As we continue to monitor this situation, one thing is certain: the world is watching and waiting to see how this decision will shape the future of international economics. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Trump versus dollar, a global showdown. We hope you found this exploration both insightful and thought-provoking. It's clear that the decisions made by world leaders have far-reaching effects, and understanding these complexities is crucial to navigating our interconnected world. If you've enjoyed this video and want to keep up to date with the latest in international economics, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support allows us to continue providing in-depth analysis and discussions on these critical topics. We truly appreciate your time and interest, and we look forward to bringing you more content that sparks your curiosity and informs your understanding. Until next time, keep exploring the world of international economics with us. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding the global economic landscape empowers us all. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned.